Welcome to the Stretching and Strengthening practice. My name is Kristen and I'm a registered physiotherapist. This practice is part of the LITE program offered to patients at the Ottawa Hospital. The exercises in this program are designed to stretch and strengthen the whole body. Please move slowly and at your own pace. Breathe with each repetition and take a break whenever you need to. It's not necessary to do all the exercises or all the repetitions, but with time and practice, you'll get comfortable with most of it. Remember that we build tolerance with consistent practice, working within your comfort zone. Exercises are presented in sitting, standing, and lying. Beginning in our chair with a little bit of a moving warm-up. Starting with some shoulder circles. Breathe in, shrugging your shoulders up. Breathe out, squeezing them back, down, and around. Breathe in, squeezing shoulders up. And breathe out, back, down, and around. Follow your own breath here. And move in a way that feels best for you. One more time. Good job. Now we'll go into warming up our back with a seated cat-cow. Breathe in, sitting tall, squeezing your shoulder blades, lifting your chest, maybe looking up slightly with your neck. And then breathing out, rounding your back, tucking your chin under, tucking your pelvis under. If you like, you can add the hands. Breathe in, opening the arms out to a cactus position. And breathe out, rounding the back, tucking the chin under, tucking the tailbone under. Follow your own breath here. Just opening up through the chest and shoulders. And then rounding your back. Bringing some circulation into these muscles. Waking them up slowly. One more time. Coming back to the center, we'll do a seated twist. Breathing in, sitting tall. Breathing out, turning towards the side. Breathing in, come to the center again, sitting tall. Breathe out to the other side. We'll do this a few more times. If you like, you can add your arms, reaching through the center and then lowering them as you twist. Breathing in through the center and then out as you twist, using your hands to support that twist. One more time to each side. And through the center, just letting your arms float down. Now that we've warmed up our shoulders and back, we're going to start with some strengthening. If you have an elastic exercise band, you could use that. Holding your elbows tight to your sides or arms out in front. Remembering as we do a strengthening exercise, we exhale with our effort. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, pull and squeeze. If you don't have an exercise band, you could use a slight weight, like 2 water bottles. Leaning forward slightly with arms down by sides. Keeping your back nice and flat, a long back, chest lifted, taking a breath in to prepare. Breathe out, lifting out to the sides, squeezing your shoulder blades as you do so. Breathe in, release. Take your choice of an elastic band or a forward bend with arm raises or rest. Breathing in to prepare, breathing out, exhale with effort, squeezing shoulder blades. Move at your own pace, exhaling with the effort of squeezing the shoulder blades. Stop at any time, go a little slower or faster. What rhythm suits your breath? Working till the muscles feel tired, that you're feeling a sensation of working, but not aggravating your pain or aggravating any other body parts. Just a sensation of working is what you're after. I'm going to do one more. Exhale with effort as I squeeze. And then coming out of that. Taking a rest from that strengthening exercise, we'll go into a stretching exercise. Bring your arm across your body and letting your shoulder sink into a stretch, keeping some space between your ear and your shoulder, not shrugging it up, keeping it down, looking for a stretch around the back side of the arm. Try to take some nice, long, slow, calm breaths. After that effort, it's important to calm the nervous system down with that slow breathing. Ideally, we want to hold a stretch for about 30 seconds, but you can do a little bit longer if you like, or a little bit shorter and ease in and out of the stretch. Switching sides. I find it boring to count as I stretch. I prefer to pick a number of breaths. I'm going to choose to stretch my shoulder for 3 full breaths in and out. Relaxing any tension around my neck and top of my shoulder, letting it sink into the stretch. Good job. Releasing that, we'll go into another strengthening exercise. This one in standing, involving a little bit of balance as well as strengthening. Standing by a wall or a countertop, someplace where you feel very stable. Taking a step forward, shifting your weight onto the forward leg, and then stepping back. Stepping forward and stepping back. This is a wonderful balance exercise, as well as strengthening the leg. A bigger step forward is more challenging. Going a little bit deeper into that lunge is more challenging. Find what challenge suits your body best. Breathe in as you step, breathe out as you push back. One more time on this leg, and then let's try the other side. Breathe in, step forward, breathe out, step back. The wall, hand support, or chair is there to help catch you, but when you get more comfortable, use less of that hand support. Breathe in, lunging forward, breathe out, step back. We use stepping to recover ourselves if we're going to if we slip or fall. It's wonderful to practice stepping as a way to preserve your leg strength and balance. I'm going to do one more. And then resting. As we rest, we're going to stretch out the back of the ankles. Coming to your wall or your countertop, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Place the back heel and ground it down so that you feel a stretch through the back of your calf. You can have your hands up on something to support or maybe a countertop in front. If your knee is straight, you'll feel that stretch through the back of your calf just below your knee. If you bend the knee and lean into it, you'll feel that stretch shift lower in towards the Achilles around the ankle. Both are good to stretch. You may notice one area needs more attention than the other. Again, nice, long, slow breaths, keeping the nervous system calm and not nudging into pain. We're working at finding a stretch, nothing aggravating your pain. Switching sides. Keeping the toes facing forward. My knee is straight, pushing my heel down for a calf stretch. I'm going to choose to do 3 long, slow breaths here. Trying to relax my shoulders, relax any other body parts that are not needed as I stretch my calf. Trying to allow my calf to relax as well. And if it feels like you cannot relax your calf, then back up a bit. I'm going to bend the knee and stretch in and around the Achilles a little bit more, around the ankle, for 3 long breaths. Again, ideally a stretch is for about 30 seconds, but you need to notice how your body feels with that. And a lot of times just doing a few breaths is a little bit easier to get into the stretch. Coming out of that, going into another strengthening exercise. So we're alternating stretching and strengthening. If you have trouble getting out of your seat, to get out of your chair without pushing off with your hands, this exercise is for you. I'm going to show a sit to stand with using our breath and our body mechanics, and then we'll challenge it with just doing a squat. I'm going to turn to the side slightly so you can see. My feet are tucked back so that my knees are actually kind of over my toes. And we're going to be using our breath and the mechanics of the body to help with this sit to stand. Breathe in, growing tall. Breathe out, nose leans over toes. Reach hands forward, falling out of the chair almost, and then push with the legs to come up. Breathe in, sitting back, and breathe out, lower all the way. Come with me when you're ready. Breathe in to be tall. Breathe out, nose over toes. Reach forward and let the hands carry you up. Breathe in and breathe out, lowering down slowly as you reach your hips back, reach your hands forward. Breathe in, tall. Breathe out, nose over toes. Reach forward. Push with your legs. Imagine they're the rocket ships pushing you upward. Breathe in again. And breathe out, lower all the way down. I'll do one more like this. Breathe in, breathe out, nose over toes, reach forward, carry yourself up. Breathe in again, and breathe out, lowering slowly. That's a nice sit to stand exercise that you can practice. Just using the arms and the weight getting forward to carry you up. If that's easy for you and you'd like to challenge yourself, you can come down to do some squats now. Having a chair or a seat behind you is a good safety measure. Again, I'm just turning to the side so that you can see, but ideally you'd be squarely facing your chair. Breathe in, reach your hips back, reach your hands forward, almost hips touching the chair. Breathe out, stand tall, squeeze shoulder blades, squeeze legs straight like a soldier. Breathe in, sitting your hips back, long back. Breathe out, stand tall, squeeze shoulder blades, squeeze thighs straight, lifting up your kneecaps, squeeze glutes, squeeze hips forward. In, sitting back, out, coming back up. Remember, we exhale with our effort. Breathing in, reaching your hips forward, reaching, hips back, hands forward. Breathe out, stand up. Do 2 more. Good job. And lower to sit when you're ready. Now we're going to stretch out our thigh muscles that have just worked hard for our squat. You can do this in standing or in lying. Standing, you need to stand on one leg. So I'm going to choose to come down to the mat now and do this exercise lying down. Lying on your side or standing on one leg, you're reaching back, grabbing your pant leg, your ankle, so that you straighten out the front of the thigh. And just you're looking for a stretch through the front of the thigh, through the front of the hip. Stay here for 3 or 4 long breaths. Squeezing the buttock, pushing the hip forward. If you find it too difficult to keep the leg in the air, you could always grab the bottom leg and stretch. Good job. I'm on my last breath. And then releasing that. Switch to sides. Again, you can be standing or lying on your bed, on your mat. Reaching back, grabbing the ankle. It's not about how much you bend the knee. It's actually how much you really straighten out the front of the hip. And relax your head if you're able to. 3 long breaths here. If you can't reach your ankle, you can always lasso it with a belt or a little tie. And then relaxing that. While we're on our side, I'm going to show some hip strengthening. So we want to keep our hips nice and strong because they support our lower backs. Straightening out that top leg, flexing the foot, I'm pointing the toes forward. Lifting up from the hip so that you feel the side muscle here working. Sometimes people end up rolling back, so you can roll forward onto your hand, or you could snug your back up against a wall and slide the foot up against the wall. You exhale as you lift. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Reaching that leg long, squeezing that knee straight, making sure that you're not moving from your lower back. A lot of people will cheat and lift from their back, but if you can keep your hip really stable, lifting your foot about as high as your hip or slightly higher without side bending through your trunk, through your back. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. One more time. Now switching sides, and I want to show an option for those of you who aren't able to do it lying on your side or feeling a little bit stronger. You can switch sides and do your leg raises on the other side, or you can come to standing and press into the wall. As you press into the wall, your hip pushes into the wall, and you're trying not to collapse. You're pushing from the side of your hip into the wall, and you would hold that there for a few breaths until this muscle felt too tired to continue, and then put the foot down. Exhale, pushing into the wall. Trying to hold that for 5 or 10 seconds, or a few breaths, making sure you breathe throughout the whole process. And then relaxing. So carry on with doing your presses into the wall, or I'll do the other side with the leg lifts. Bottom leg is bent, top leg is straight, head is supported, flexing the foot. Breathe in, prepare, breathe out, lift up the leg, in to lower, out to lift. Squeezing the thigh straight, reaching long with the leg, foot in line with the shoulder, making sure you're not side bending or rolling. Exhale to lift. Strong hips will support your low back. Going to the point of fatigue, muscles that are fatigued feel like they get warming up. You're looking for muscles working, not muscles getting angry or getting aggravated with the pain. Last repetition for me. And then rest. As we rest, we can go into a stretching exercise. You can do this in sitting if you haven't been lying down yet, where your ankle comes on your opposite leg, letting the knee press out. You can bring the knee towards the opposite shoulder. You can bring the leg all the way in if you want. You're finding a stretch through the back side of the hip. And then let's just hold it here. Again, 3 to 5 long, slow breaths, allowing that muscle to lengthen and stretch. Breathing into your body and breathing out, relaxing any tension that's not needed around your body. One more breath in, and then as you exhale, switch sides, lower that leg down, lifting the other one up, finding where the stretch lives on this side. Is it pushing the knee outward or drawing the foot inward? Or bringing the knee across to the opposite shoulder. If you need to bring your foot inward, but it's really hard to lift up your legs, you could always put a chair underneath your opposite foot. Finding your stretch and taking 3 to 5 long, slow breaths, relaxing tension around your body where it's not needed. Finishing your last breath, and then unhooking the legs and bringing them back down. Going into our final strengthening exercise, the bridge. Your feet would be in line with your hips and elbows pressing down in towards the mat or your bed. We'll be lifting our hips up on a breath out. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, push through the heels, lift the hips up, push through the elbows to help get the upper back helping and supporting the lower back. Breathe in, lower back down. Breathe out, push through your heels, push through your elbows, lift your hips up. Breathe in, lower back down. As you breathe, inhale and then breathe out, exhale, tightening up those stomach muscles to support the back. Reaching long with the knees, squeezing the buttocks. Breathe in, lower back down. Breathe out to lift up. Into lower, I'm going to do one more. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. You decide how many suit your body on any given day, allowing your body to work, but not to get aggravated, not to increase pain. Finishing with a knees to chest stretch. If you're in sitting, you can do a forward bend. You can rock side to side if you like. And as I mentioned before, if you find it hard to bring the knees up, you can always rest them on a chair. If you're able to go on hands and knees, you could always try a child's pose as well. Find a position that works best for you. I'm placing my knees a bit wider for a child's pose, letting my head come down towards the mat. Taking 3 to 5 long, slow breaths here. When you're ready to come out of it, come out of it slowly. And it's always a good idea to practice some relaxation after any exercise practice to calm the nervous system down. That might look like doing some imagery, some visualization with your breathing, using the ocean wave, or just taking long, slow exhales out. Thank you for practicing with me today, and I hope you feel well and that you're able to continue this sort of thing a couple times a week.